The John Wick soon-to-be broken trilogy focused on the life of a retired assassin who attempts to leave his past behind, an assassin who was once so dangerous and untouchable that no one dared speak his name, for fear of invoking Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. The untouchable becomes touched by the life and love of a woman who changes him. Unfortunately, that love does not keep the unchanged world of his past from coming for him. If he can't escape his past, he must destroy it. John Wick and gun handling. The John Wick movies have always demonstrated that their actors are well trained with firearms. With every movie, it steps up just a hair more. The gun handling is obviously still based in fantasy, but the actors appear to be proficient with their weapons. They don't just reload, they reload fast and intuitively. You don't see teacup grips or firing from the hip or anything annoying. Both Keanu Reeves, who plays John Wick, and Halle Berry, who plays Sophia, were trained by Taran Butler of Taran Tactical Innovations. Again, the main stars are basically superheroes, but it looks good, and while their tactics aren't exactly great, they are proficient. Additionally, the stunt work is fantastic, and the fight choreography is amazing with both hand-to-hand fighting as well as bladed weapons. It's always fun, and John Wick can apparently use anything to neutralize anybody. It's one of the most fun action movies out there, and if you like guns, you'll enjoy the erratic action. At the very least, you should appreciate the effort the crew put into these stunts and the time they spent shooting. Keanu Reeves' shooting style. The 2014 movie John Wick was a revelation for most of us in the firearms community. Keanu Reeves' titular hitman moved like he knew what he was doing, handled firearms like a real shooter, and even reloaded his guns correctly. With the fourth one coming up, let's take a look at his styles and separate fact from movie fiction. Let's talk about center axis relock and the evolution of John Wick's fighting styles, specifically the shooting style John Wick uses. First off, let's talk about what's awesome about John Wick: freaking headshots. The dude goes straight for the finish. Headshots aplenty, because that's how you end fights immediately with a pistol. If you look at the movie critically, his gun handling is excellent, and there are lots of John Wick guns. He has definitely been well trained, but his actions on screen are highly stylized. That's one of the tough things when talking about the gunfights in John Wick, remembering that despite how awesome it looks, it's still a movie, and some things are done simply because they look cool. One of the most controversial things as far as the difference between Hollywood and real life is probably the extensive use of center axis relock. With this technique, the pistol is held in a stylized stance, almost like a compressed weaver, in front of the shooter's face. Supposedly, it helps when in a CQB environment, which is total BS. Here's the deal. Ready for it? Hardly anyone that really hunts bad guys for a living uses this. When you're hunting for arseholes, you don't want your hands in front of your face. You also don't want your pistol crossing the threshold of a doorway before you do. That's a great way to have your pistol bashed into your own face during a fight, but whatever. That being said, it looks badass. In fact, it looks very similar to some stances from Iaido, and with the director of the film stating in print that he was influenced by samurai films, it's easy to see why this particular technique was used. As far as actually running his pistol, we've seen clips of Keanu working with some Israeli guys, and it looked like a total shit show. Luckily, he also worked with Taran Butler, who seemed to get all of the lameness out and had him absolutely shredding. We've seen Taran before, and we know how hard he works to get his actors on point. Of course, when it came time to burn down targets, all of the stylized bullshit went out the door, and Wick used a solid isosceles with high thumbs forward, just like the rest of us do. His long gun handling was also on point, and you could tell that he put in lots of work here with Taran as well. That's why his long gun manipulations reflect some very mainstream techniques. We actually broke down the film that Taran released of him in slow motion, and besides some little stuff like locking his gun into his holster, his manipulations and accuracy are very impressive. It's gratifying to see an actor give a shit like that. True dedication. The car system was developed by Paul Castle of what was then Saber Tactical. Next, let's talk about his empty-handed combatives. Remember folks, it's a damn movie. It's completely and totally choreographed. Many of the scenes defy logic and gravity at the same time, but the fact that the star has spent so much time training in judo, traditional jiu-jitsu, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu allows him to really sell the fight scenes and make them look not only plausible, but very grounded in reality. If you watch the movie enough and you also pay attention to the trailer for the sequel, you can really see the elements from all of the previously mentioned martial arts. We've also seen a little kickboxing and Krav Maga thrown in there, but with the gun fu style of the action scenes, the thing that has impressed me most is acrobatic takedowns, where the actor actually keeps his weapon pointed in a safe direction. It's obviously choreographed, but Reeves' ability to pull it off shows not only his athleticism, but also his dedication to the craft. The martial arts he trains in don't care if you're a movie star, they only care that you put in the work. He obviously does. In this day and age of legions of Hollywood elite lining up to deprive us of our rights, it's not often that an actor like Keanu Reeves is willing to put in the work, the sweat, and the blood to portray his character in a manner that actually impresses the firearms community. Likewise with director Chad Stahelski, who decided to let the physicality and hard work take precedence over computer-generated bullshit. We know that many in our community no longer go to the movies because most of the people starring in them detest our culture. But if you only go to see one this year, go see John Wick 4. They give a shit where most don't. Let's support them with our cash and enjoy the anchor shots. Keanu Reeves' favorite guns. Number 8, HKP-30L. In the first John Wick movie, we see Mr. Wick digs up an old cache of firearms, and from his bouquet, he plucks an HKP-30L fitted with a custom compensator. We see him work his magic with the P-30L, and why not? It's a fantastic firearm that's extremely well made, easy to use, and quite capable. The HKP-30L is the full-size variant of the P-30. The P-30 is a double-action, single-action gun that fires 9mm or 40 S&W. These extremely modern polymer frame pistols are highly reliable, very ergonomic, and well suited for the life of an international assassin. Honestly, this is our personal favorite handgun of all the John Wick guns. It's highly efficient, and the compensator certainly makes it stand out. Number 7, Benelli M4. The P-30L might be our favorite handgun, but of all the John Wick guns, this is our very favorite. The Benelli M4 is highly upgraded by Terran Tactical Innovations, as are many of John's guns. In general, the Benelli M4 packs a lot of 12-gauge firepower that John Wick judiciously delivers in the catacomb scenes. He uses the Benelli M4's gas-operated semi-auto action to the extreme, and he pegs bad guy after bad guy with it. Watch the scene closely, and you'll see John Wick realize that the bad guys have body armor, so he swaps to leg and face shots as they fire. The Benelli M4 bangs away, slaying thug after thug without issue. In real life, the Benelli M4 also serves as the M1014 joint service shotgun with the U.S. military and even across the pond with the SAS. Number 6, TTI STI 2011. Okay, lots and lots of acronyms here. STI makes high-end 2011s. 2011s are 1911s with double-stack mags, and STI's variants are the very best. TTI stands for Terran Tactical Innovation, the company which customized the STI 2011 for John Wick 3 Parabellum. John wields the gun in 9mm major and oomph-up 9mm round designed for competition. Also, he uses the big 23-round mags to reduce the need for reloads. The TTI STI 2011 Combat Master delivers a highly customized version of an already custom gun. It's likely one of the best competition firearms on the market, and its several $1,000 price tag makes it one of the most expensive of John Wick's guns. Number 5, Sig P365. The Sig P365 changed the game when it came to concealed carry firearms. It packs 10 rounds of 9mm in a gun the size of a single stack of 9mm. It's a revolutionary firearm and one of the best concealed carry firearms on the market. Of all the John Wick guns listed here, this is the only one he never uses. We know we're kinda cheating by including it in the list, but what can we do? Not to mention that the beautiful Halle Berry uses it in the movies. Like John, she's a lethal assassin, and between her dogs and her P365, she slays dozens of dudes. Her P365 is a Grey Guns customized version with an enhanced grip module, a flat trigger, and a threaded barrel. In the first film, Wick uses a Glock 26 as his backup gun, but maybe in John Wick 4 he'll finally wield a P365. Number 4, TTI TR1 Ultralight. Yep, more acronyms and more Terran Tactical Innovations. The TR1 utilizes a variety of high-end pieces to form an extremely well-made AR-15 rifle. The TR1 Ultralight wears a BCM handguard, BCM stock, BCM pistol, and a forward grip. On top, we see a very modern LPVO from Trijicon with a 1:6 times magnification. Opposite the LPVO is a Trijicon RMR Red Dot for those close quarters fights. This is a very practical rifle and well suited in the world of John Wick guns. We see John destroy thugs with it, using both optics. Wick runs the weapon well while standing and moving, and you can see that Keanu puts in the work to look competent with the gun. Number 3. KSG Tactical Shotgun. John Wick commandeered this gun from those Russian goons in the first movie. A bloodbath ensues as he unleashes the power of the KSG with brutal finesse. This bad boy was introduced by Kel-Tec in 2011. It became an instant sensation among gun enthusiasts. The KSG packs stellar features that would leave you running for cover. First, there's the bullpup design, which makes it shorter than most tactical shotguns. This provides extra capacity and stopping power. Its compact size also makes it more maneuverable and lightweight. These features alone make it a solid home defense and tactical weapon. Among all John Wick guns, the KSG is no doubt the most suitable for fluid tactics and varied ranges. Number 2. Heckler & Koch P30L. John Wick uses the P30L throughout the first movie. In Chapter 2, he uses it in the garage during the intro, and he later reburies it alongside his equipment and the other guns he used in the first film. Introduced in 2006, the 9x19mm Parabellum pistol shown in the first two movies is fitted with a custom compensator. In Chapter 3, Wick once again uses a Heckler & Koch P30L, but this time it was taken from an assassin at the start of the film and was without a compensator. Number 1. DTA Stealth Recon Scout Sniper Rifle. This bolt-action sniper rifle first crops up in the hands of Yosef Tarasov's guard at his safe house. The Desert Tactical Arms Stealth Recon Scout Sniper Rifle is also fired by Wick later in the film. Produced from 2007 to the present day, the DTA rifle has a 5-round capacity and chambers .338 Lapua Magnum ammunition. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.